This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shasheena Rolle. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, a Bahamian business leader and a foreign diplomat making a courtesy call on the Minister for Grand Bahama today. Tonight, Sabrina Brown tells us that economic intervention and education were high on the agenda.
The high-level meeting at the Ministry for Grand Bahama centered around revolutionizing Grand Bahama's economy. Global business consultant Dr. Shawalter Johnson and former Israeli diplomat Dr. Sabina Asadova engaging in talks with Minister for Grand Bahama Dr. Michael Darville about creating opportunities for entrepreneurship and developing business models to empower young people on the island.
I believe their presence in Grand Bahama will definitely lead the way for many young Bahamians to have an opportunity not only for further education, but also to branch off to become entrepreneurs in their own right, and rather work for people but create opportunities for themselves for the future.
Minister Darville says Israel has developed a strong agriculture industry, and he believes creating linkages with this country could be beneficial for the Bahamas, particularly in that area.
For us who are moving now to establish the first agricultural and marine institute in North Andros, it will definitely be an interesting connection where students, particularly Grand Bahamian students, will have opportunities to travel abroad and to understand ways on how we can improve food production throughout the country, as well as to create agro-businessmen here in Grand Bahama.
President of Global Village Group, Dr. Shawalter Johnson, says Grand Bahama is poised for success and education is a key component.
I want to give someone a scholarship at Harvard School of Kennedy in some area of probably business or probably a non-profit. I want our company to sponsor someone in that area.
Dr. Sabina Asadova was attached to the embassy in Israel for many years. She's excited about the opportunity to help empower Bahamians.
I'm happy that Dr. Shawalter actually chose the Freeport because I had privilege to be with him in the different countries, and one of the examples is Ecuador, and be among the high governmental officials that were grabbing the ideas that the doctor was explaining.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Well, 25 persons on Grand Bahama selected to be a part of the LNet Empowerment Foundation. Over 300 persons on the island applied, and now that the Extreme 25 have been chosen, they will get the opportunity to win $20,000 to assist in starting up their own business. Tonight, the CEO says this initiative is an effort to empower young Grand Bahamians and help encourage economic growth.
I just threw my hands up to God, and I was like, God, I just thank you. I just thank you. And I just was like, you know, God, this is just enough for you to tell me, continue to do what I have to do.
That was a reaction from candidate Juan Valdez when he received the news that he was selected out of over 300 applicants to be a part of LNet Empowerment Foundation Extreme 25. But Judge Deshaun Smith says it took over 6 hours for the judges to decide who should be selected for this opportunity of a lifetime. He adds that their job was not easy, as they saw a cross-sector of brilliant ideas from Grand Bahamians ages 20 to 35.
I think there are a few retail, a lot of food businesses, bakeries, a few touched on tourism. I would like to see in a few more tourism. I could understand that, you know, with our economy and where tourism at, we didn't see too many of those. And we see in quite a few in the service industry, as far along as consulting and business services.
Some candidates shared how they felt once they got the call that they were a part of the Extreme 25.
I was excited, and it gave me the opportunity to I can now expand my idea, and people could tap into that idea, to the business idea that I have.
I was in shock for like 5 minutes. I kind of just was blank on the phone, and then she was like, how do you feel? I was like, oh my gosh, I was out of breath. I feel like I was sweating bullets. It was amazing.
For Davina Rutherford and Juan Valdez, they say a program like this is empowerment in its truest form. If they make it to the final 5, they believe a jump start of $20,000 will certainly give them the push to follow their dreams.
even though you have a dream, you have a vision, it's always good to have extra help to expedite the process, because something that could probably take 2 to 7 months could now take 2 to 7 weeks because you have a financial backing to assist you.
I did the whole business plan in like 2 weeks. I did the whole logo, the design, everything all one time. And it was like every single day I was at it. And I knew at that point, real empowerment had taken place.
CEO of Elnet Maritime Limited, Albert Hepburn, says he completely removed himself from the selection process and is satisfied that the judges were fair and honest.
I wanted just a room of professionals, and I had no involvement. And actually, I wasn't really so much involved. They called the challenge coordinator in New York, Mrs. Wade, and she would call me and ask me whatever questions they had, and I would just basically say to her, handle it. Another unique thing, though, in this whole process is because, you know, we're from a small island. So what she did, Mrs. Wade, is she took every application. She deleted the part with the company's names, the person's names, and any evidence of who was involved in the company, and just pretty much pushed forward the information without the detailed information. And everything was just a number. So the judges had no idea of who they were selecting because, again, this is a small island.
He is encouraging applicants who were not selected to not give up on their dreams and continue to push forward. In other news, a man from Pembroke Pines, Florida, appearing before Administrator Oscar Monroe in Bimini today on indecent assault charges. 63-year-old Geraldo Gonzalez was not required to enter a plea, and bail was set at $5,000 cash with one surety. Now, if he fails to pay the required cash bail, he will be remanded to Her Majesty's prison. The matter was adjourned to February 17th. Gonzalez is accused of sexually assaulting a female employee of a resort in Bimini on Sunday afternoon. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.